As you finish up your oil painting, you're going to start a watercolor painting project next. But before we move on, we need to clean up all of our oil painting supplies. Your job will be to clean out your cubby, clean your materials, and turn in your canvas. So your completed canvas will go to Mr. August to grade. Your oil brushes will need washed really good and turn them into me. Turn these cans into me. Throw away any paper palettes and any leftover palette bowls, but the plexiglass palettes will have to wash and clean. To clean a plexiglass palette, there's a couple steps. First, you'll use a paper towel and wipe off as much of the wet paint as you can. These get thrown away in the oil painting trash can, not in the regular trash. Next, we'll use a scraper to scrape off the remaining paint. The scraper is in the tools cabinet. In here, you will find the scraper that we use to scrape the paint off of the paint palette with. When you're done, return this back to the tools cabinet. The scraper is sharp, so always make sure to cut away from yourself and not towards yourself. And what we're going to use it to do is scrape the paint off, and you have to hold it at about a 45-degree angle in order for it to actually scrape the paint. If you're too flat, it's not going to work. If you're too steep, it's just going to gouge into the plexiglass. Not actually going to scrape the paint off of here. Clean all the plexiglass paint. It does not have to be perfect. There might be some remnants of paint left on there, like in this area, but that is just fine. It is a paint palette. We're just getting the big chunks off so that it can be used in the future. We do not rinse any paint down the sink. All of this chunk of paint that we scraped up is going to go into our oil painting trash can. This is a clean plexiglass. This you can turn in. To turn in your plexiglass, you're going to bring it over here. And this first slot here is for glass and plexiglass. Put it in here with the other pieces of glass and plexiglass. Return the scraper back to the tools cabinet. When you wash out your brushes, even if they're clean, please use Dawn dish soap and get them extra clean, bristles and handles. You should have 9 brushes that you turn into me. Anything extra like colored pencils need to go back into the colored pencil cabinet. Palette knives need to go back into the box with the other palette knives so that you're only turning in your 9 paint brushes to Mrs. Schmidt. If you have any extra brushes, come talk to me about why, and we will make sure those get cleaned up and to the correct placement. At this point, your cubby should be completely cleaned out. You've turned in your canvas to Mr. August. You've re-washed all of your oil painting brushes and turned those into Mrs. Schmidt. And you've turned in your full cup of oil. Mrs. Schmidt will dispose of that herself. There's no leftover trash or anything in my cubby. It is ready for the next step. The tables were covered in butcher paper to help protect them from the oil painting. We no longer need the butcher paper for our watercolor painting project. At this point, you may remove the butcher paper from your area and throw it in the trash can. I'm now ready to start getting my watercolor painting supplies out.